Welcome back to Studio 5. We are bombarded with messages about fad diets and exercise trends, especially this time of year as our routines are changing with the new school year. But today we're going back to the basics. Tanna Fox is a certified nutritionist, and she is here to share the 7 fundamental principles that she lives by every day. Great to have you.
Oh, thanks, Brooke. It's so fun to be here.
Tanna, are we making things too complicated?
Sometimes I feel like we want the next best thing, like in a powder or in a bar or in a pill, when really we kind of just need to take a step back and go to some of the most basic principles of all.
And you believe the power is in the repetition.
Completely. I really truly believe that consistency is what wins the game every time. Consistency is king. So these are some of the top 7 steps that I thought are really great.
Yeah.
And there's a twist at the end we want to talk about too.
All right.
But
first on your list, specific goals.
Set a goal. I feel like if you really want to just dive in and take better, control of your health, you've got to set a goal. So I brought my journal.
Yes.
Write it down, share it with someone, put it in the universe, like let it be known almost, if you will, but just set a goal to improve yourself and be specific about it. So I think that's really important.
This next habit I've changed because of you. Oh. You encourage women to drink water very first thing.
First thing in the morning.
Lemon water.
Yes, and if you think about it, you know how you wake up in the morning with like the bad breath and the eye boogers. I mean, your body's trying to get rid of gross stuff. Oh. So when you drink water first thing in the morning, it literally just helps flush and detox. And then we want the lemon for sure.
What does the lemon do?
So the lemon kind of goes in, and if you let it sit and don't eat or drink anything for 30 minutes, you can actually let the lemon kind of marinate your liver, and then it helps sit and then flush everything out. So you might even have like a great bathroom visit.
Oh, nice.
But it's so good for your liver. And your liver is really where all of your fats, your proteins, and your carbs are metabolized. So good liver care is critical.
So I wake up, I drink my lemon water, and then I let it sit for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
In my body.
In your body. Don't eat or drink anything else, just your lemon. And you can start with a half a lemon, and then just as much water as you can tolerate, anywhere from 8 to 24 ounces. Just start small and then work your way up.
It also feels like, in addition to the benefits that you just articulately outlined, I feel like it's like this good start.
100%.
Right? Like I'm taking that thoughtful,
vitamin C.
Yeah, purposeful step first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, next you're saying prioritize your sleep, ladies.
Oh my gosh, if I could emphasize one thing, everyone thinks that it's like, oh, go eat better, exercise more, all those things. Yes, those will surely show massive benefits. We underestimate sleep so much. Your body needs to rejuvenate and restore and replenish everything from all of the cells in your body. It will benefit immune system. I mean, literally wounds even. Any kind of healing, dreams, thoughts, all that kind of stuff is literally so restorative that sleep is what's so critical for that continued level of improvement. And so I always am like, if you can, sleep.
Yeah, and this is self-care, right? This is true self-care. Like skip the Netflix show. Yeah. It takes discipline.
Put the phone down.
Right, once the baby's go to bed, it takes discipline to not do all of the things you wanted to do during the day and instead address the pillow, hit the pillow, but sleep, okay? A leafy green salad, you say, should be in your diet every day.
I feel like these leafy greens, and like I always say, just eat a salad a day. I mean, and if you don't want a salad, like, sometimes you don't feel like a big bowl of lettuce. Sometimes it tastes good. But honestly, grab a handful of spinach, throw it into your omelet, put it into like a smoothie. I even just grabbed a handful of spinach the other day and shoved it into my pancake batter and blended it up. Oh. And my kids were like, okay, sure. It's not a salad, but it's definitely the leafy greens. Yeah. They have these, so the best word, it's called a thacaloid. And it's just the rich, powerful chlorophyll that literally, I mean, it's gut health, it's microbiome, it's all the rich nutrients that your bodies really want to restore and prevent disease and just run clean. So I love greens. Eat a salad a day.
Greens. All right, another fundamental is protein. And you specifically reach for this after your workouts, right?
Specifically, I think sometimes in the morning, especially if you work out in the morning, you're not really ever hungry because you have the adrenaline.
Right.
But oftentimes we think, oh, I'll just pick at this and pick at that. But what the best thing you can do for your health is to make sure you get at least 20 grams of protein every time you eat. And proteins are tricky because there's a lot. And some have different ingredients that are really good and some that are tricky and some that are, cause problems. But if you just go with one that fits your lifestyle, like what I'm trying to say is that sometimes I'll have a protein with maybe a little bit of an ingredient that I don't 100% agree with, but then I'll skip the one with the cracker or the cookie or whatever. Kind of balance out what your protein source is. Obviously chicken, beef, turkey, I mean, they're all some of the premium sources.
Yes.
But there's also some great powders out there too that you can definitely use to fit that.
But every day.
every day.
That
And they even did a
consistency.
study, how fascinating is this, that they took people that were just, you know, healthy people for the most part, but they gave them an additional 35 grams of protein per day. And in the course of a year, they lost 8 pounds. And they didn't do anything else but just add protein. Didn't reduce diet, didn't increase exercise, just keeping sure your bodies are fortified with those amino acids, which your whole body is made of amino acids. Your lungs, your heart, your eyes, everything, it needs the protein to stay sustained and strong.
All right, finally at the gym, not finally, a few more left on our list, but lifting weights makes your list.
It's like the fountain of youth.
Really?
So I subscribe to the Harvard, nutrition study newsletters, and every time I giggle to myself, you want to improve your whatever, health, you want to improve your skin, you want to improve your energy, every time the answer is lifting weights. It really is the fountain of youth. Sarcopenia, osteoporosis, it's when your muscles start to deplete, your bone density starts to decrease. The best way to combat that is lifting weights. And so making sure your body feels some of that pressure and some of the strenuous stuff that we do, you need to continue to keep your muscles strong and flexible too, so that you can continue to kind of get up and run and not feel tired. Lifting weights really does bring such a new level of vitality to your life.
It's so interesting you mentioned flexibility as well. I feel like we're hearing more and more about those two specific workout points, the weights and the stretching.
Yep,
and they were previously kind of forgotten. Like if you have time, stretch. Or if you can work in a bicep curl, great, but the treadmill comes first. Now we're just hearing those two things emphasized.
And women are cardioaholics. Like we just love a good run. It does. You get the endorphins from that too. But what sculpts and trains and tones your body really is weights.
Okay. So. Finally, I love that you're including this. Don't neglect your spiritual and your mental health as well.
It really is such like the crowning component of it all, because health is technically not just physical. Health is mental, health is social, health is spiritual and intellectual. So when we neglect that part, sometimes we get over-focused or almost obsessed or whatever. You kind of forget that health is actually just a balance of everything. And so I always say, pray about your goals. Why not? Go to your higher power. Go to a place of stillness and center, and there's a magnitude and an effort that comes that will enhance your efforts. It is so true across the board, whether you're a young athlete or whether you're a professional athlete or a woman, a mom, a dad. There is something to involving a higher power and a spiritual component to your goals that truly does make them more attainable, and the results are better. They're quickened. So I believe in that for me.
And it supports so many spiritual beliefs if that's your faith line or your focus line, and that our bodies are a gift.
They are. That is so
let's
true.
treat them as such. You have a way to remember all of these fundamentals.
I know, it's so catchy, but I'll just never forget the way that I remembered some of these because there's a lot of tips. So how do you narrow down the top 7? So go with me on this one and see if you think it helps. But I actually compared them up and lined them up with the days of the creation. Okay, so let's think about this. The first day, God said, let there be light. Knowledge. Set a goal. Aim for something high, right? Go for the gold. Then day 2 is when he actually separated the waters from the firmament. And so water is so critical to just making things flow. Day 3 was when he put in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and he kind of set in this rotation. And so wake, but then rest. Rest is such an important part.
This is amazing.
Day 4 was when he put the plants. And we know the herbs are for the benefit of man, right?
Yes.
And so making sure you have this reminder to always go for things that come out of the earth. They really will fortify you. Day 5 is when you put the animals on, but those are like the macronutrients, like the structures, the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates that we get, from animals and other things on the earth too, but making sure you get the good structure.
Tanna, I think you're writing your book. Keep going, keep going.
And then day 6 is when God created man and gave us our bodies. And so that's where we know we need to take care of our bodies. And then day 7 was rest. And I know I love this part because this is where God actually kind of blessed it all and kind of just took that extra effort to just be like, and this is all so good. So take the time to remember him and remember all of that, and everything we have from the earth is for our benefit. And so it's
I love you for that.
Silly, but I
love you for that.
So
and
much.
I want to see that in the book with your name on it. That's fantastic. What a great way to think about it. Where can we get more advice from you?
Oh, I have an Instagram account, and it's called Live Right Nutrition. Live.right.nutrition.
Live.right.nutrition. Follow her for more sound and motivating advice just like this. Thank you for inspiring us, friend. We appreciate it.